I started in theater in my early 20s, and then when I started making films, I let that go. The artistic director of the Canadian opera company saw my 1994 film Exotica and thought that the person who made that film would be really fascinated with Salome in terms of themes. And I listened to that piece, and it just completely overwhelmed me. It's actually a play. The libretto is based on a play by Oscar Wilde, and Strauss took this play, which is very difficult to stage conventionally, and represented it as this groundbreaking piece of opera. And it was such a high doing that. I did that in 1996, and I've been doing these opera productions since, like various, whenever I can. It's really difficult to kind of blend it with a film schedule, as I'm finding out this summer, because you never quite know when a film is going to happen, and you have to attach yourself to opera projects sometimes years in advance, and so it's difficult to schedule, but they've been really gratifying. Like really, I love the combination of drama and music. I mean, if you look at my films, you'll sort of see that the scores are really, really important, and I have a very close working relationship with the composer, Michael Dana, and so, you know, in film, music is the last thing that you apply, and in opera, you start with that. You're not going to change the music as you get into rehearsals. And I feel really privileged to have these, you know, opportunities to work, you know, with these amazing composers, and these, in this case, with Feng Yi Ting, like very different traditions, and just learning and understanding through the relationship you have with the singers, and in this case the composer. You know, it's exciting. The challenge that it poses is that, you know, if you read the libretto, it's very expository. It's really, you know, you're being told this story, and it's almost like it's not really like a one-woman show, but my reading of it is that she's basically telling us everything that happens in minute detail. So there's something really specific about what she's presenting, but the music is deeply mysterious and open, and so I want to create visually something which gives you something both possibly really specific, but also allows you to imagine. So we're not just retelling visually what she's saying, but we're trying to get at the psychology of what she's saying, or why she's telling us this, and what, you know, her place is in terms of this very unusual history, piece of Chinese history, of this woman who manipulates, you know, the relationship she has with these two men, and ultimately changes the course of the whole dynasty. You know, so.
So right now I'm doing it for a minute, but we might find it very exciting and interesting. Because basically, as people come in, they're going to see their own image on this screen.
Adam, the good news is if the mirrors preset in, it will have plenty of time to settle.
Right.
So that most of this motion should be out.
Yeah.
It's compact. It's a very dense little piece, but I'm just at the beginning of it. So.
What do you think of the music? Do you like
the music's amazing. He's an amazing composer, and I know he's obsessed with trying to push what the boundaries of Chinese opera are. He's working with two very different traditions, one from the Beijing opera, one from the Szechuan opera, and you know, when you look at the score, it actually says that, you know, the singer, the female singer comes from one opera tradition, the male singer from another, and then he's totally, while keeping the vocal lines relatively classic, he's done something quite amazing with the orchestral coloring of it. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, let's not rush to do that. I agree with that. I mean, let's try and find a level.